Hi and welcome to ShireFolk. My name's Wesley.
My name's Jen, and we are bringing you ShireFolk. What is ShireFolk?
ShireFolk is a small rural tour that we're putting together where we bring over emerging artists and some of the greatest up-and-coming talent on the folk and acoustic scene over to Herefordshire and Shropshire. Hence the reason...
ShireFolk. And every month when we have one of these tours, we're also going to be having a podcast where we have a good old chat with each of our artists.
And so this week, we're not going to hang around too long. We're just going to get straight into it. We've been blessed by having a conversation with the lovely George Boomsma.
I should be bolder and slate apart, but you inspire the holder which aches my heart.
Morning, George.
Morning, George.
Good morning, guys. You're right.
Yeah. What have you been up to? What's going on? Where are you today?
I am home up in Yorkshire at the moment. Where did I come from? I was away. I just went down to London yesterday.
Oh, what were you doing?
I went for like my publishers had like a little drinks thing because they're merging with another publisher or something.
A soiree. You went to a soiree.
Was.
Which is good fun and nice to go see the city.
Was there cheese?
Was there nice, fancy free alcohol?
Oh, there was.
Oh, yeah, it's a proper soiree.
Yeah, it's all right. Excellent.
And how'd it go? Meet anybody interesting?
Yeah. To be honest, it was also nice to meet the other artists on the roster because I don't really. I've seen their photo on the website and stuff, and I listen to their music, but it's nice to actually meet them in person.
That's cool. Yeah. How are we involved? How are you involved with ShireFolk? How did we get to this point?
I suppose we met when, because I've been part of the English Folk Expo mentorship scheme this year, and I'm lucky enough that you have been my mentor, and that's how we met.
Unlucky.
I'm lucky, yeah. However you want to say it.
And then, I don't know about you guys, but I imagine that you've sort of been inspired by all the stuff that's been happening through that, maybe. Or, I mean, you've probably been thinking about it for a while, and this might have been the push.
It's quite a new development. The whole project was sparked last autumn.
It was actually seeing you for the first time at the, what's it called in Birmingham?
The Kitchen Garden Cafe.
Kitchen Garden Cafe.
Yeah.
I'd never been to something like that. And we were just like, this is so cool. It was like, why haven't we got anything like that? And
that's where we met for the first time, right?
It was.
Yeah.
That's where we met the first time. And that's where the whole idea of this whole space is like, the whole setup, everything about it is really cool. Why have we... And then the idea died away. But it was just like, we're a bit jealous that there's nothing like that around us.
Yeah, it has always been that little thing. So obviously we're in the rural areas, and you go to places like in Birmingham and you've got the Kitchen Garden Cafe, and you think this is such a cool space and amazing things happen and artists like you are performing. And if we live nearby, we'd come all the time. But it's actually a bit of a trek from here. And then you come back home and go, we haven't got a space like that. So the easiest response to that is we should make one.
We should do it.
So we did.
So we're blaming you.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're saying.
Okay. But it's nice to get the smaller rooms of like 30 people, for a little folk gig. Like, it's perfect.
It is. It just feels really cool and such an intimate sort of feeling. And then
You feel part of the performance.
Yes.
You don't feel... Well, if you go to sort of bigger performances nowadays, I always feel quite disconnected from what's happening on stage, and you're very much just the observer. But in that smaller, intimate space, you just become absorbed into it so much more, and you just feel like you're part of the performance. It's absolutely, I just really much prefer it.
So I've stopped going to big gigs, super big gigs now. I just like, it has to be something super special for me to go to like an arena-sized thing now, because it just feels like, in all fairness, I'm watching TV from a distance with lots of reverb and way too much standing bass waves that I can't really hear anything. Yeah.
It's similar with festivals for me, because I love the bigger festivals, but, I much now prefer the smaller folk kind of ones where the stage is there, the bar's there, the toilets are there, my tent's there. It's so easy.
Nice and handy. You can walk literally from one to the next bit.
Yeah.
See, we loved it at the Cambridge Folk Festival when we came down and saw you perform there. That to me was a really nice size festival. It surprised me. I'd never been to the Cambridge Folk Festival, and in my head, my dad's talked about it from when he used to go in the 70s, and I just always assumed it was a much bigger thing, because you see these great big festivals now, and actually it just felt really really lovely. It was big, but it actually felt quite intimate. The spaces weren't too far away. Food was great. Yeah.
Mind you, we didn't do anything on the big. We didn't see anything on the big stage on the late night thing. I bet that still got very full.
Yeah. I mean, it was all quite spread out, and I think the thing at Cambridge and folk festivals is most people just plant their chair and that's where they sit for the whole day.
Yeah.
And they just take it all in. But no, at night it gets a bit more party, I guess. But
So talk to us about your music, George. Was it like a child thing? You started playing at like 2, or you know what I mean? How did?
I think the first thing that I did was I was in a church choir. I guess when I was about 6 or 7, and I did that for a long time, maybe 10 odd years further, until I left for uni, I guess.
Okay.
Which I did because my grandpa, I guess, he kind of got me into that. And then I joined my sort of English side of my family is very sort of amateur dramatics. So I joined the local Amdram Society.
Fantastic.
And did all that kind of stuff, which is great fun, pantomimes and things as well.
Brilliant.
And then I started piano at 7, I think. And then guitar I didn't start till maybe 15, and I'm self-taught on that. So that was just with friends, kind of playing in pubs and things.
And how come we went? Was it like electric rock guitar to start and then folk, or did you go straight in? I mean, what was that teenage sort of spark on the guitar?
Well, I was in a rock band, my teenage rock band.
Yeah.
Where I was the singer and I played keyboard on that. And that was really good fun, and that kind of was a real sort of catalyst to, this is definitely what I want to do. I love performing and whatever.
And what was the name of the band?
Eskimo Sandwich.
Nice.
It's always good names. Always good names.
For teenage bands.
which is really good fun, and like we're all still really good friends, and like the drummer especially, I play with like most weekends at functions and things, and he's the drummer on my upcoming album as well. So.
Oh, awesome!
So
that's cool.
Yeah. But I didn't acoustic guitar. I kind of started when I was 14, 15. I didn't really play electric until a bit later, because this was all just playing pubs and covers in pubs and things.
Yeah.
Which I did just for a bit of extra cash. But I didn't really get into, like, I say, folk style until I was at university, which when I joined like a folk band. I was in like a klezmer band and stuff as well. And yeah.
Brilliant.
So it sounded like there was quite a good music scene at your university then.
Yeah. I mean, I did music, so I was
that
helps.
Definitely involved in a lot of stuff. It was more classical based, so I did a lot of orchestra stuff because I play trumpet as well. So
wow, okay, cool. You do move around the instruments?
Yeah, multi-tones.
I was saying this to you the other day though.
Yeah.
What is it with folk is they don't stick to one instrument. Like they have to pick up many. I don't know a single folkie who just plays one instrument. They always pick up more.
I think you just get a bit bored.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I think it's more unusual though, because you said you're playing piano, you play stringed instruments, and then that's obviously the brass instrument.
Yeah.
It's a completely different skill set, isn't it?
It is. It's a whole new role.
Like you see someone and if it's any instrument with strings, they can pretty much pick it up and just play it. But I think that's more unusual to say.
Yeah.
You've completely gone to a different part of the instrument family.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Personally, I can't do anything with woodwind. Just get out of too
I
quick.
can't do woodwind. I think I have grade 1 clarinet, which I did for a charity thing at uni. But that's it.
We did buy a clarinet a while ago to give it a go.
It is
terrible noise.
Make a horrible sound with it. So, yeah, with your multi-instrumental ability, you ended up on Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
So that came about when a friend of mine, Kieran Towers, who's an amazing all-time fiddle player, is it Alex Horn who kind of runs Taskmaster, and he has the band what's his brass band called? The horn section or something.
What was your field?
I think they're called the horn section or something. But I think it's either Alex or one of the people in that band jams with Kieran in a bluegrass jam.
Okay.
And he knew that Alex was looking for musicians he could just play a random amount of musicians. And he asked Kieran, and Kieran went, "Oh, I know a guy who plays all sorts of random stuff." So he got me and another guy, and Kieran did it himself. And yeah, so we were asked, and that was really cool. And we had to play I think I played trumpet, melodica, guitar. I had to do a matchbox thing. I had to pretend to be a Russian little girl or something. I don't know. But that was really good fun, yeah.
How was that filmed in over what period of time?
It was filmed, I think it was over 5 months, because every comedian does their bit on one day, the day that they're free. So we came whenever they were free. And the premise was basically they had to write a song in 20 minutes with us, and then we would perform it. Okay.
And you had some really interesting people on there.
Yeah. It was. My favourite was Rod Gilbert. He was really funny, really nice guy as well.
Right. Cool.
And what was his song about?
He was it was called the Little Matchsticks Girls or something, and it was about a toothless goon who was snoring, and this because people sell matchsticks or something. I don't know. It's a funny episode, so you should watch it.
Okay.
So what I'll do is, if I can find it on YouTube, I'll put it in the link.
Yeah. But I still get people coming up to being like, "You're on Taskmaster." I'm like,
yeah, there you go. It's never leaving. Thank you, Dave, or whatever. It'll just keep coming round. So you've done a couple of EPs up until now. Is it 2 EPs you've done now?
I've done 2 EPs, I guess, more official EPs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What you're working on now?
I've just finished an album.
Nice.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah, which is good. And I've done albums before, but this they were always more self-recorded demo things that I just wanted to as a CD to sell or something to get my name out. So this is the first one that's professionally recorded, I suppose.
Yeah.
Went to a studio.
Very nice.
Yeah, and it's full production, full band, full all sorts of things. So, yeah.
And are you excited about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed. It's definitely a step up from anything I've ever done. So I'm looking forward to getting it out.
Excellent.
So how did you have you approached that? Is it just do you have an organised regimen of sitting down to write, or is it just you're out and about and ideas come to you?
Well, I think before, as I mentioned, I had albums that were all demos and things.
Yeah.
So I always used to revisit songs, revisit recordings, and I thought I just have to stop doing that because otherwise I'll never stop. So I thought, I'm going to do everything fresh. Everything's going to be new. And they came about because I had a couple of songs, so I went to record them, and I thought it was just going to be another EP, and then that turned into another couple. And I think I sent that to you, Wesley, and you said, "You've got to keep going. You've got to keep going." So I thought, okay.
Again, it's my fault. Yeah.
It's your fault, but it's a great thing. So I'm grateful. And it was nice because I'd never really recorded for a band before. I never written with a band in mind.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, so what could a cool groove be, and what could a drum part be, and one of the songs, the bass part came first, which was cool. Okay. I think I was just messing around with it. And it was quite... I like the sort of pressure of having a recording studio booked because, I have to write something, otherwise it's not going to happen. So, I turned up to the recording studio with a bass part. I laid that down, and then we got a drum groove, and then we just built on top of it. And I had, I had the melody, I think, and then I just sort of messed around with lyrics. So it was really quite... nothing too... I hadn't had the song for a year before I recorded it. It was all quite fresh, which I enjoyed. I think that was really good. So
that's quite an exciting way of doing it.
Yeah.
I think I kind of thrive off a bit of pressure, I think. If I don't have anything ready, and if I don't have anything booked, I don't think I'm very quite lazy, I guess. I don't.
I think it's also with the pressure. It's not spontaneity, but it's responding directly to how you feel at that particular point and just being able to lay something down. And if you think about it too much, then you start to re-edit yourself and kind of question what it is you're doing. And that can, I think, can kind of stifle a little bit sometimes. So just being able to be that responsive and just be like, let's just go for it.
Do it.
I think it comes across, I think.
Yeah.
And because
Really
you have only a set amount of hours for the day, right? So you do something, someone says, yeah, that's great. You're like, okay, that's it then.
Yeah,
I can't do
And that can stifle, I think, creativity a little bit when you see where there's unlimited money, where there's unlimited time in the studio, and it just becomes a home, a place to hang out.
Yeah, which sounds amazing. I would think I would love that.
Yeah. But I think sometimes the creativity can sort of wane for that because, like you said, there's no sense of urgency with it. It's just like, we're 2 years later, we're still in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was done like a weekend here, a weekend there.
Yeah.
Over like maybe 6 weekends or something. So it's quite quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is quite quick. But no, I mean, are we allowed to say we've heard some of it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We're not playing it.
I know we're not playing it. And it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, we've been singing along to those songs quite regularly. They just kind of come into your head. They're some really beautiful songs.
Thanks.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it being actually released at some point.
On the gigs you're doing, what's your favourite song sort of for you to play now? Because that can change over time, can't it?
I think generally it's the newer songs, just because they're fresher and they're more exciting to play, and you're still working out the flow of it. So it's nice to push and pull the song a bit and see how you can perform it. So like my newest song is one that I play first called "Passing the Silence," and I think that's my favourite at the moment. And it's a different tuning, which I never normally really do, so that's quite fun to mess around with.
Okay, go on then for the guitar nerds out here. What's your tuning for that one?
It's in drop G.
Okay.
Drop G, which I got from playing. What's it called? Something Fine. That song by Jackson Brown. So I learned that tune, and that's in drop G. And I was like, this tuning is just so lovely. It's very, it's a rolling G chord basically, and you can go up the neck and then mess around and stuff. So
nice, yeah,
recommend it.
I struggle with different tunings. It messes with my head.
Yeah, it does, but it's
all the shapes suddenly change.
Yeah, I was like, oh, better work again.
Well, this wasn't too bad. Because like drop G and drop D, the strings at the top are the same, but it's just the bass strings. So it's more for like a droney kind of sound, which is what you get.
Because when we came to see you the first time, because a lot of your songs are quite just beautiful to listen to, but also quite emotional. And there was one song that we kind of said should have come with a mascara warning beforehand about the dog.
Yeah, I remember.
And it's the most beautiful song, but we did need tissues at the end of that one.
It was definitely the room got dusty.
Yeah. Real quick. But there's, I think, because of the way that you play and the way that you harmonise with yourself, with your vocals and things like that, there's just such a beautiful tone that comes through when you sing. It always makes me think, and it's obviously because this is where you come from, but it does make me think you need to be running across a wild moor and you've got the wind blowing, and it just kind of conjures up that imagery straight away in my head whenever I kind of hear your music. So I think it's quite interesting how place comes through.
Yeah.
With that a little bit.
Great. That's nice to hear.
Yeah. But yeah, so from a listening point of view, I say that's one of my favourite songs to listen to, even though it makes me want to cry.
That's Run On, that one, yeah.
Cold morning air, these walks we share, together we are two of a pair. I watched you grow through summer and snow, from one day oh so long ago. Run on my love across the fields. You gave us the joy that lasted years.
So the other thing is, on that first gig, you did a duet. There's a random voice in the middle of the audience started singing with you. You tell us what happened there.
Well, that's Catherine Priddy, who lives just around the corner from the Kitchen Garden Cafe. And we did a co-write together. I had a song. I had like a melody. I had the music, and I think I had the chorus lyrics, and I was just struggling to figure out the verses, just how I wanted to write the song. And we were hanging out backstage at a festival, and I think I maybe played a bit for her, and she was like, "Oh, that's great! Like, I'd love to help do the verses," and she did. And yeah,
awesome,
it's great.
Yeah. Like suddenly in the middle of the audience, we weren't expecting. There's like someone in the audience sing. I wonder if he knows her.
I think because she just had an operation, I think, so she wasn't feeling very good. And I was like, well, if you don't have to sing it if you don't want, but it would be lovely if you could. And she said, yeah, all right, let's go for it. So I went to her, and she was sat down, and which was, I think, just in front of you guys. So.
It was, yeah. We were in the corner by the piano. Yeah,
hiding in the back.
I mean, I love it when musicians do that.
Yeah.
They come out and it's an acoustic performance. With these rooms like the 30 size, it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
And you suddenly, the whole audience just kind of leans in. So I thought I like to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It also feels, from my point of view, it feels like an individual experience. So some concerts you can go to and you feel like this is a stage performance that you're seeing. They were in exactly the same place, and they said everything was identical yesterday, where they stood on the same spot there. It always kind of makes it feel like this is something that's happening just once right in front of us, and it'll be different the next time it happens. And, she's always nice.
I think that's part of the folky acoustic tradition.
Yeah.
It's
Make it feel different. Yeah.
It's part of that charm.
Be, part of the audience, just kind of bring people in, and it's okay to relax and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
Rather than be a slick show.
Yeah, and just to kind of absorb it and just allow, just react to actually what's going on. It's really nice. With that in mind, when did you find out you could whistle?
Yeah.
Because
we weren't expecting that.
That was quite an impressive whistling moment that happened in the show, and I very rarely actually hear anyone who can really whistle, especially nowadays.
Yeah. It seems to be the thing that people mention straight after the gig. How did you learn to whistle? I don't know. My parents say I've always done it. They always said they know I'm happy because I'm whistling, which is quite sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've done it all my life. I just whistle everywhere.
Because I have tried.
And
when I've listened to, when you sing along to a song, and I've been listening to yours, and then you're walking along and you try to do the whistle and just fail miserably.
Yeah. My two front chompers don't let me do anything.
I mean, I kind of, and it's because, especially with these newer songs, which are banned, so there's like a couple of solos, there's a couple of instrumental sections. It's kind of, I can't play harmonica, so I thought I need to do something, and I just whistle, and it seems to be going down quite well.
No, it works really well. Yeah.
So when we were you've got one song where How High the Mountain, and on your recording it's with a quartet, and when you do it live you just do it a cappella, and we've seen you live 5 times now in various different places. We've seen you at Cambridge English, we've seen you at the Welsh Freckles Wales,
Wales,
and a few other things, and this lovely private event that was near here, which is lovely. At the Cambridge, it shocked me every time you do this song, the room goes quiet, okay? And because you're just doing it a cappella. But like even at Cambridge, you could hear a pin drop kind of quiet in the audience. At a festival, I mean, how does that feel for you on stage, knowing you've literally got 100% attention of the people in front of you? Especially like when there's a bar at the back of the room in a festival, everybody's just stopped doing what they're doing and staring. How does that feel?
I mean, it feels good. It feels great. I'm always at the thing where like you have to earn your silence. So if the crowd's chatting, like you have to kind of just try and and that silence. So that's what I always strive for, that, because it suits my kind of music. So if I get it, I'm always buzzing at the end. So.
Yeah, because that was just like the moment at the Cambridge, which was like, I can hear myself breathe.
Yeah.
This is quiet.
It doesn't always happen. I'll tell you that.
It is what you just said
Doesn't
there.
always.
That's one of those moments where you feel the audience lean in.
Yeah.
Just everyone just kind of pauses for that second, and you are just the total focus. It's a very impressive style, I think. Yeah.
How high the mountain, how high the air. With you, my darling, together we share. And I will hold you close, I won't let go, so we won't fall down below.
So go on then, on stage, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you?
Well, I do a lot of functions as well, like weddings.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of sort of funny moments after that. The first thing that comes to my head was obviously people at weddings, they're having fun, they're drinking a lot, perhaps. And this lady, I think she was sort of moshing out a bit at the front, and her hair, like quite long hair, gets caught in my tuners and my guitar.
Oh.
Yeah, which is really quite. And I'm obviously sober, so I was very panicking, and I was like, stop. Like, she was dancing, and because she was drunk, she didn't notice, and she was pulling her hair out. And I was like,
no.
you have to just stop. And the band kept going, and I was there untangling this lady's hair for my tuners. Anyway, it was okay because she didn't notice really, but I looked at the band and they were like, what just happened there? But you get, all sorts of things happen like that with drunk people.
Yeah, it's the fun of a musician with a drunk person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know what's going to quite happen.
Yeah. Please stand back from the stage. This is expensive.
Can we have a bit of respect for the band, please?
It's a little
But you
bit
have to just keep going. And
Just drive straight through it.
Yeah.
When you're doing your own stuff, what would you say is like a standout moment for you from live? Is there anything in particular?
The first thing that comes to my head, I did a series of Nick Drake concerts, which were like shows that we played some of our own and a couple of Nick Drake songs, and it was like in the round with other musicians. And it was the first time I did that, and it was with Catherine Williams. She was like one of the other artists. I'm struggling to remember now because it was quite a few years ago. But I remember like that was the first gig when I went, oh, actually, like this is what I want to do, because this has been such a lovely night, and it was a step up from the gigs I'd done before, which would just be it open mic or just a bit rubbish kind of things every now and then. So I remember after that, and because the sort of the support afterwards was, because everybody seemed to love it, and I played a couple of songs. I played a new one which I wrote for my brother. One of the first songs I wrote for him, and I just remember the feeling, and because the subject matter and with Nick Drake and stuff, and I was just like, this is definitely something that I would love to do, and just keep sharing music for people.
Yeah.
And you can get used to the lovely gigs you can. So I thought I want to get more.
Yeah.
I want to keep doing it, and I just remember the buzz I had, I think, and that kind of.
And there actually is a YouTube link, isn't there, where we can watch you playing Nick Drake's guitar?
Yeah. That was the next one after. That was with Catherine and some other people. Luke James Williams and stuff. Because the guy who organises that is Down by the River, which is a great promotion in Durham, and he puts on these kind of lovely shows, and it's all, yeah. But yeah, I played his guitar, which was very cool. I played two of his guitars. So.
Oh,
very nice. And how shaky were your hands when you know that actually?
Oh, I was so nervous. I think I messed the lyric up as well, because I was just very intense.
Yeah. Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
Yeah. But those are the moments that are amazing, and they happen suddenly. You're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I can take this guitar. Okay, I can play this song. Fine.
Yeah.
You didn't know it was going to happen. Yeah.
Particularly with your music as well, and you can hear the Nick Drake vibe through. And so I suppose that one was a particularly special one.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the guitar?
You know what? It was great. I was, because with old vintage guitars, sometimes they can be a bit, I don't know, just maybe the tuning's not too great, or they're a bit rough around the edges. But this obviously had been looked after so well because it played so beautifully.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was his Martin that he did. I think he recorded Pink Moon, the album, with it. And then I played one of his nylon guitars, and that was very beautiful as well.
What's it like hearing your music on the radio? When the first time you hear Mark Radcliffe saying your name on BBC Radio 2 Folk Show, how did that?
I mean, it never gets old. Me and Catherine sort of talk about this sometimes. Like, you still get really excited when you hear your name on the radio. I don't know what it is, but it's just, it's cool.
And how many times has somebody pronounced your name right on the radio?
Very, very few. But when they do, it's
Even better.
it's extra respect.
It's extra special.
Yeah. Sometimes people ask me, like, I remember there's a really, really great radio DJ called Bob Fisher, who was on BBC Tees, and he was one of my first kind of guys who got me on, played my music, kind of got me moving, kind of thing. And I remember the first time he said, "So how do you pronounce your name?"
Yeah.
And ever since, he's got it bang on.
Wonderful. And just to confirm, the pronunciation of your surname is
Boomsma.
Boomsma. Okay. Yeah. Because, I'd say...
But it's fine. I don't mind.
I'd said
obviously.
boom for a year before I asked.
Everybody gets it wrong. It's fine. At least, because I had Bob Harris once introduced me at a gig, and I think he said, like, and now George Bumsby. I was like,
That's a whole new,
cool. Boomsby. I've had John as well. I think people panic my second name. And they go, and John Boomsby. I think on one of my theory certificates, it's Bouchard as well.
Oh, nice. Bouchard.
How many personalities can one person have? Yeah. Well, these are alter egos. I think you need to have like a little character for each of those alter egos.
Yeah. So you've done quite a few things over the last 12 months. You've been with the EFX, English Folk Expo, and also that's led to doing lots of different things. So can you cover a little bit about what's been going on over the last year, really?
I mean, the EFX has been great. I've really enjoyed my year. I feel like I've learned so much. The EFX it's a mentorship scheme for 4 artists in the folk kind of genre, I guess. And they basically, their role is to sort of help support us and get us ready for like industry events and to kind of move up a level in that sort of sense, the business side of things. So we have a mentor throughout the year. Wesley, you're mine.
I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry.
It's been great. Like, and they definitely matched as well, I think, because we get on really well and we have lots of interests and stuff that are similar. And then we get invited to these like showcase events, which there's the English Folk Expo in Manchester, there's the AMA in London, then there's Focus Wales. We get to play at Cambridge Folk Festival, which we did, which was amazing.
Yep.
And then we do another showcase at the English Folk Expo in Manchester. I think that's all of them. It's because when you're first starting out and you don't have anyone to sort of bounce ideas off, you're not sure what to do, really. Like, how should I release this song? What nobody knows and nobody tells you.
Yeah.
There isn't a guide step by step. This is what you have to do.
Yeah. I mean, if you do it for 10 years, then you eventually maybe think, okay, this is the step by step thing.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, somebody comes up to you when you're early on in your career and says, this is what you should do.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, great. So it's been really invaluable for me just to kind of be like, to be able to say, oh, what do you think? Do you think this is the thing? Do you think this is the thing? And then they go, you should try this, contact this person, they'll tell you more. So it's been great.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
I feel very lucky to be a part of it.
How did you find out about it?
I know I have a few friends who are alumni. So Catherine's alumni, Chloe Foy is alumni. So I've seen them do it, and they've kind of got something out of it. really valuable. So I thought, why not?
Yeah.
No harm in trying. And then I got picked, which was great.
And so you got a single coming out on the 21st of September.
I do.
Which this podcast is going out before that, so we won't be including in this. But we will go on the 21st of September. We'll put the link to the single in the description.
Yeah.
So
I can give you like a 30-second clip if you like. That's
okay.
fine.
We're going to put a snippet in.
Just do like literally
Snippet. And it's just going to be ding. There you go. It's gone. There you go. That's what you get.
Good one.
Just the intro.
What's it called then?
It's called Lily of the Nile.
Okay.
Although I am often tired, whether sorrow, whether denial, from the moment I fell in arms, she's always welcome, my lily of the Nile. I am lost, some might say, but she's there calling out my name. No need to reply. She moves in and holds her heart with mine.
What's the idea behind that song?
It's a song. I wrote it as a thank you song.
Okay.
To my partner, who, like, because the whole album is sort of centered around grief.
Okay.
I tried to keep the music quite uplifting. I didn't want it to be too sort of dark and somber. So hopefully the music's uplifting, but it has like a darker themes in the lyrics. So it was a song I wrote to my partner as a thank you for just kind of being there, being a solid rock when I went through some grief. Yeah, basically.
It's a beautiful song.
It is really a stunning song, actually. So yeah.
I mean, I remember because sometimes you don't really want people's help when you go through something like that. You don't really want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I just want to get it on with myself. But then, later on, you look back and you go, oh yeah, actually, I'm kind of glad that I had that person to sort of just whatever I needed to talk about, I could do that. So that's what it's. Yeah, that's what it's. I tried to come across.
You recently had a music video, an animated music video, and that was fantastic and mesmerising to actually watch. We'll put a link in the description for that one. How did that one come about? How did that kind of collaboration with the illustrator artist?
Well, that's my friend Alejandro Ojuela. I'm not sure how I pronounce it. I'm probably scuppered it there. But he's my friend from uni who's from Colombia. My friend from Colombia. And he's a really, really cool dude. I think he was in like the Colombian circus for a bit. And I don't know.
Oh, why?
So he's a real arty guy. And I think we collaborated in the past. He did a couple of album covers for me and things. Back quite a few years ago. So we stay in touch every now and then, what we're working on and stuff. And I think he had COVID, and he said, dude, like I've been having these crazy dreams, these really mesmerizing like visions, and through COVID, and I've been listening to your music, and I have this idea, and I need to do it. You can imagine a really thick sort of Colombian accent. I have this crazy dreams, man. Like, and it sounded really, really cool, and I was like, yeah, that's great. And it was this one particular song, In Rose, which is quite romantic. It's quite like, it's quite a romantic kind of song, and it's focused around like two eyes looking at you. And he was like, I can see the eyes, I can see like, and anyway, so I said, yeah, let's go for it. If you want to do it, I'm definitely up for. And he did, and and I love abstract art in general. So I've always wanted something like that. That's kind of more just visuals and things, and he's made it kind of match the music, and it's beautiful. So he's done a great job.
It is. You literally, the moment it starts, you just can't draw your eyes away from it, because like you say, it responds to the music so well.
And he's a great animator. He has like a freelance company and stuff as well. So if anyone wants something similar, you should go ask him for something fresh. I'm not sure when the album will be out. It'll be next year.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like plan which because making the album is the easy bit, right? It's the difficult bit is how to plan it and what to do, what to release. So luckily, ShireFolk came about. I thought that's the perfect place to put a single. So
fantastic, thank you.
Hopefully that'll.
But it is quite an important decision, I think, with releasing the album, because although there's that part of you that would just want to get it out and you want everyone to listen to it, you also want to make sure that everyone listens to it and that it has the best impact when it actually lands. So it's got to be really hard to kind of balance that internally, as to just everyone listen to the songs, it's all out there, just put it out, and actually let's save it and make it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have learned that from the EFX thing. It's like you need to be patient, you need to plan, get it all lined up, and just make sure you don't rush. Yeah. The worst thing, like you said, the worst thing you can do is just drop it out, and then maybe your family and friends listen to it, and it's like great.
Yeah.
But you've sent it to a few people, and I've seen some of the feedback you've got, and it is great feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had some good feedback. Yeah, it's been good. I'm really excited.
This is it. Just want it out there. But no, steady Eddie.
I know.
Yeah. So what exciting things have you got coming up in the rest of the year, apart from, obviously, we know you're coming onto ShireFolk, but...
I've got a mini tour in Holland, which is the end of October. That's 3 dates at the moment, although I'm trying to get a fourth. I went to a thing, like a talk at one of the, I think it was at the AMAs, where it was about touring. And they said a long weekend goes a long way. If you just go for 4 days, it's so much cheaper. Do 4 gigs, like put your foot in the door, then assess. Go somewhere else, assess. Rather than do like a 3-week stint somewhere you've never played before and then spend all that money. I'll be releasing probably another single before the end of the year. I'm moving to Birmingham next in like a week or 2, so that's something exciting.
That's exciting.
Midlands.
You're getting ever closer to the Shires.
Yes.
Yes. I'm slowly drawn to the Shires.
The best part of the country, we think.
It's very handy, for touring as well, because it's bang in the middle.
It is something we used to find when with touring. If you could base yourself in the middle, it meant you could just be wherever you needed to be.
Anywhere within a few hours, to be quite honest. And you don't have London prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I love Northallerton. It's lovely. It's where I'm from, but it's just miles away. Like, every time I do the drive back up, I'm like, oh, God.
Is there a particular service station that you always kind of get to on that rate where you're like, okay, we're nearly there?
And I've decided to name my first dog after it, so...
You have an affinity into that service station when you're naming your dog after it.
Yeah. It's amazing how much you get to know the good service stations when you're on tour, which ones to stop at, which ones to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That 2:00 in the morning floppy sandwich. Oh, yeah.
The worst thing ever.
Of all the songs in your back catalogue, which one should we put 30 seconds of to end with?
Chinatown,
there we go. And we look forward to seeing you on ShireFolk for 3 days. And yeah, it's going to be exciting.
We're really looking forward to it.
So if anybody's listening to this before the 21st to the 23rd of September 2023, you can come and see George Boomsma play as part of the ShireFolk tour. We're playing on the 21st of September at Ludlow Distillery, which is by Ludlow Farm Shop.
Yep. 22nd of September, it is at the Jam Factory in Hereford.
And the 23rd of September, it's at Violet's Tea Room in Bridgnorth at the top of the Cartway. You'll get all your tickets from shirefolk.co.uk. And you can also see some of the other amazing artists that we've got coming over. Thank you ever so much, George. It's been lovely to chat with you, and we are really looking forward to spending 3 days with you on this mini tour.
For us, you put up with us for an hour, the fact that you're going to have to hang out with us for 3 days.
Yeah,
great. I enjoyed it.
He's going to be going, where's the dressing room? Get me away from them. They're weird.
No, thank you for having me. It's been great.
Cheers, George.
Thank you.
What was your name? There are so few who choose to stay, and I had no clue. I wanted you, you wanted me to fall clear in love with you. What could I do but feign defeat from winter's heat? open doors. My heart was yours.
How did that go for you, Jen?
I think that was really fun.
Yeah.
Actually, we had a great time chatting with George.
As always.
As always, he's such a great person. We may have come across a little bit fan, but that's because we are incredible fans of his work.
I know. His songs just stick in our heads. You know, it's just one of those things. It seems to be constantly on Spotify in our house. Mind you, saying that, all the ShireFolk artists
It's
seem
the
to
same
be,
for all of them. Ever since we've heard them, it's just opened up a whole world of music and performances that we've never heard of before. And we've seen so many of them live on multiple occasions now.
Yeah.
That, and it's always different every time you see them, which is what makes it so interesting.
Next month we've got Lady Nade, like
Yeah.
lemonade.
Yeah, I can't believe we've got Lady Nade. So excited about that.
Yeah. Just think, in 2 weeks today, we would have finished our first ShireFolk event. We would have done Lolo Distillery, and we'll be setting up at
Hereford at the Jam
Jam
Factory.
Factory,
It's rather
oh.
nerve-wracking,
Yeah,
actually.
it is.
But it's going to be absolutely superb.
If you're listening in the future, you missed it, man. You missed a dream tour of George when you could see him at these size venues.
But if you did miss it,
Oh, yeah.
we are actually filming each of the tours, and we'll be putting snippets of those up on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to revisit your favourite performances.
True. Go to YouTube and search for ShireFolk music. This project has only been possible because of the amazing support of people like Arts Council England,
English Folk Expo,
Ludlow Distillery,
the Jam Factory,
Violet's Tea Room,
Hobgoblin Music,
Lovebridge North,
and Buy From Creative Agency.
oh, and recently Modlang Record in Ludlow.
That's true.
Thank you so much for everybody getting behind this project.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.